What's good, guys? CJ here, and in today's video we're going to break down all the information you need so you can be prepared for when Changli drops. We're going to talk about her best echoes, best teammates, best weapons, substats, and all the materials you need in order to level her up. So let's hop right onto the video. Kicking things off with the team comps, first and foremost, we have her best in slot, and that is going to be Brand. Now, he finally released, and he's going to be her best partner. Not only does he buff fusion damage, but also resonance skill damage. On top of that, he also gives healing and a shield. He does pretty much everything you'd want, and he is going to be her premier partner. Now, there are other options that are really good. Don't think that because they're in the second picks, they're not good. They're actually very good. Now, we have the Shorekeeper that, as we know, fits very well with pretty much every single team. Now, Seja is going to be pretty good to run with Changli if you're looking for a more casual but still very good way to make some good damage. And then Zhang Liao is going to be her premier partner for quick swap burst damage. When it comes to her third picks, we have Verena, Encore, Shishia, and Mortefi. Now, these are just options that are also pretty good, but they're not going to be her ideal options, not with the things you have right at the top. And that's pretty much it. Make sure that if you love your Changli, try to get your hands on Brand, or at least get yourself a Zhang Liao for a hyper quick swap comp. Here we have the total amount of materials we're going to need in order to fully level up our Changli, and as you can see, there's a lot of things. So begin farming as fast as you can so you can get ready for your brand new waifu. Now, I know that saying you need all these materials might be a little overwhelming. Well, I'm going to link this page in the description of the video, but you can come right here and check exactly how many materials you need for each one of the levels. And if you scroll down on this page, you will see that you can also check the skill attributes and stat enhancements you will be getting as you level up your skills. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, you will see that they have a calculator so you know exactly how many resources you need to take them to very specific character levels, their skills to very specific levels. And as you can see right here, we're taking level 7 and level 70 for your character as a base formula because that's the most common place most people will be at. And as you can see right here, it tells you exactly how many things you need. And you can bring this all the way up to level 90, which is max character level currently. And it'll tell you exactly how many materials you need. And that's pretty much it. I wanted to add this here so people have ease of mind and they know exactly how many materials they need depending on the level they are. Up next, we have the weapons. And when it comes to swords, we don't have as many options in the games, at least not in the 5-star category. Her best in slot is going to be her signature weapon, the Blazing Brilliance, and this weapon is overall going to be pretty damn good, even as a stat stick for other characters is pretty damn good, and it is kind of tailor-made for Changli's own kit. So if you can get this weapon, it's going to be without a shadow of a doubt the best weapon you can get for her. The second best in slot is going to be the Emerald of Genesis. You can get this from the 5-star standard weapon banner, and it is pretty good. Once again, it's kind of like a stat stick, but it's still going to be pretty damn solid. And if you don't have any of these two weapons, we have the budget options, being the Commando of Conviction, Lunar Cutter, and Lumen Gloss. Now, these aren't going to be insanely good. Once again, they're going to be very basic stat sticks, but if you don't have anything else, you can go ahead and work with these weapons. But if I can advise, try to get the Blazing Brilliance. Moving over to her echoes, you want to make sure you use the Molten Rift set. Now, for the forecast, you want to use the Nightmare Inferno Rider. You can go ahead and throw away your regular Inferno Rider. Nightmare Echoes are the way to go for most characters. Now, for the 3 cost, you have the options right here. Pretty much the same as they've always been. You just add one more. And then for the 1 cost, all the options are right here. Now, I do want to point out it's pretty much the same as it's always been, but you want to make sure you get yourself your hands on a Nightmare Inferno Rider. Now, when it comes to the Echo stats, first off, we got the main stats. For 4 costs, you want to go with crit rate or crit damage. Either one is good. It just depends on what your substats are looking like on all of your other Echo pieces. For the 3 cost, you primarily want fusion damage, but I know some people want to know if they can run attack percentage, and I guess you can run one attack percentage piece, but ideally you really want to have both fusion damage pieces. When it comes to the 1 cost, attack percentage is just pretty much the basic, and when it comes to the substats on all of your echoes, you're going to want to prioritize crit rate, crit damage, resonance skill damage, attack percentage, and energy regen. Overall, this is the ideal echo setup for your Changli. Now let's talk about her Forte, and overall it's pretty damn simple. First off, you're going to go for her Forte circuit. This is going to be right away her best and biggest improvement. You want to make sure you level this up as fast as possible. It's going to be really good. And yes, you want to make sure you get her inherent skills. Both of them are really damn nice. After this, you're going for her Resonance skill. This is going to be really good and is going to allow her to deal some pretty damn good damage. After this, you go for her Resonance Liberation, and from here you can go into her intro or normal attacks. It really depends on what you want, but ideally you go Forte, you get her inherent skills, you go for her Resonance skill, and you get her Liberation. And I also want to point out that these right here are very, very good. They're going to be giving you crit rate, which is amazing for this character. It's going to make her very, very easy to build, so as soon as you can, make sure you get both of these, as it will make it easier to build her. Now, there is one more thing I want to show you guys, and this is how to go about getting extra resources so you can speed up your character's leveling. And the first place we're going to go to is Uncle Way. If you go over to Uncle Way, you will see that he sells several materials that are going to help you leveling up your characters, as you can see right here. And this is going to make everything so much easier. It might not be a whole bunch of them, but if you go out of your way, you can go ahead and buy yourself several of these items. And even if they're in the lower rarity, you will still use these and they will help you out a ton. So let's go ahead and buy some of these just to start getting ourselves set up. Our next stop where you can get some materials and make your grind a lot easier is going to be the Shi Fang Pharmacy. If you go over here and you talk to Coco, you will see that she sells a bunch of resources that you're going to need in order to level up your characters. So do be sure to come over here and talk to her in order to make your grind a lot easier. Our next stop is going to be the Point Shop. And over here you can buy a bunch of resources, as you can see, but if you go down to the bottom, you can also buy level up resources, and you can get quite a few of them. 60 of each to be precise. So you want to make sure you go out here and get these as soon as possible, especially because they're so cheap, and we have a whole bunch of these points that we can use in order to get these resources. And last but not least, we're going to go to the Tiger's Maw ore shop and talk to Shilang. And this dude right here is going to sell us some materials as well. Now, these materials do not refresh, or at least they haven't refreshed since the start of the game. But as you can see, you can get some nice little resources that are going to help you out leveling up your character. Another place you can come get some materials is the Still Wind Sundries. You're going to come talk to Vida right here. And as you can see, she has a bunch of materials that you're going to be able to use to level up your characters. So do be sure you're getting some of these materials. Now, if you're trying to get yourself some of the materials you need, you can come to the pharmacy store and talk to Rosemary, the NPC that does not look like an NPC. And she's going to give you some of the flowers you need in order to level up your characters. As you can see right here, there's going to be quite a big assortment of materials that you're going to be able to buy from her, and they're going to help you out a ton. So do be sure to go ahead and do that. And that pretty much wraps up everything there is to know about Changli, her teams, weapons, materials, all that good stuff. As y'all know, I will be dropping my personal build a day or two after she drops. I've been prepping, so we have a pretty good build going on for her. If you want to see what I got going on, be sure to tune in on my live stream. We will be giving away 2 Lunite subs to people that comment on this video. But for now, I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay high, best of luck on your summons, and peace.
First envision the larger play, then adapt accordingly. Sometimes, information can be bait to lure your enemies. Second, always act to seize the initiative. Turn their schemes against them.